Hello, it's time to new tutorial. So today we'll dive into C4D R25. So I'm gonna to share with you new C4D tools. It's called capsules, and how to combine it with mograph stuff and fields to achieve a really nice result, especially procedural result. So let's get started. Okay, to begin with, let's create a simple cube. As you see, we have R25 release here, and interface has changed, and so don't worry, it's pretty useful, it's pretty user-friendly interface. After 2 days inside C4D R25, I really like it, But if you are a bit disappointed about it, you can just click here. And for example, click here and let me check, please. Click here. You will get exactly the same like previous release, but I prefer use new one because I a bit customize it. Add some icons here. So to begin with, let's create a simple cube. We don't have any subdivide here, and we don't need to use our parametric segments X, Y, and Z. To continue, I would like to share with you how to use capsules. That's new toolset from Microsoft inside C4D. So I really like it. I think it's step in the right direction, because you can control it in classical way, just an object tree. So let's continue. Let's open content browser and go to the notes. It's already open here, and we immediately get some notes, conversion, for example, effector fields, but we should concentrate it on geometry modifier and geometry selection. Let's go to the geometry modifier and change our icons to list. It's just to organize the scene, and let's find here subdivide. Subdivide is a capsule which created subdivision over the surface. Works the same like a subdivision surface, but it's procedural stuff and procedural modifier, and you can control it very good, So let's add it under our cube. Press NB, you immediately get some subdivide in cube, If we deactivate it, we don't have subdivision. Activate, we have subdivision. By default, it's mod Catmull Clark. We have some other mods, loop, opposite, for example, and we don't activate the smooth because smooth immediately create smooth iterations, So by default, we have just one subdivision. Let's increase by 2, and we have a parametric subdivide code. Nothing specific here, because we can create the same here. But for example, if you take a look on selection string, we have a default string here. I'm not good at syntaxes here still, because it's new for me. I'm just diving in capsules and scene notes. But if you, for example, type here 1 to 20, we subdivide just from 1 to 20 polygons, It's absolutely procedural. I think you can type here some maybe function, in order to control a subdivision, but let's revert to default. Okay, and what if you want to delete some polygons procedurally? Of course we can do it, use new capsules. Let's go to geometry selection and choose here noise selection. I really like it, because if we place it here, we can select our polygon by noise. We can use all C4D noises. For example, Berlin, maybe Luco, maybe Turbulence. It's up to you guys. But nothing much happening in scene. Then because we don't see what kind of polygons we'll select it, I think it's will fixed by Maxon in next release, because capsules and C4D is still technical preview, but it's very powerful combined with mograph stuff. I will show you a bit later. So in order to see how our geometry will change, we should add one more capsule. Let's go to geometry modifier, go to the let me check, delete. If we place it after the noise, we delete, using this noise some polygons. If we select noise capsule selection and play with threshold, for example, we see how our geometry changing, So pretty fast, pretty procedural. I really like it. Of course, you can control by scale, you can change noise, for example, but it's up to you guys how to control geometry. In my teaser, I show you how cubic structure will grow from the middle of scene, and in order to achieve this result, for now, let's deactivate noise, maybe delete, okay? And go to the geometry modifier again, and go to the geometry selection and choose other one capsule to selection our geometry. Let's select the model and create something like modulation. We should place it before delete. In order to delete, now to recognize a modulation operation, let's place it here, and we immediately get this result. Let me check again. We have model of 3 by 1. Every 3 polygons, count 1. Let's play with it a bit. Maybe try to find nice shape, Okay, so let's go to the modulo and create first string 2 and second string 1. Let me check again, please. Maybe 3 here. Okay, something like that. So we immediately delete some of polygons, use modulo operation. Looks not bad, but if you want to create more instance this shape, we can go with classical mograph stuff, create a cloner, for example, place our cube inside a cloner, go to the cloner, object change mode to linear, for example, increase count by 30, I think, and decrease position by Y, and create, for example, I don't know, step effector, yeah? Let me find it, step effector, okay. Yeah, and we get this result. As you see, it works pretty well, yeah, but let's continue for now only with capsules in order to understand how it works. In capsules we have similar capsules like a cloner. Maybe not so powerful like a cloner, but it's, as you know, capsules in C4D is still technical preview. And I will show you how to use it. If you go to the geometry modifier and try to find here geometry clone and place it after our delete, nothing much happening, but because we have only one clone here, of course we have string here and we can just clone by maybe one side or other side. This is one of the nice options if we compare with classical cloner, Let's increase clones by 30, for example, and if you try to use offset, we immediately see how our geometry will cloning, So, but we need to make instances inside our object. To make it, let's use a scale parameter and decrease our scale by 30% as well. We immediately get this one, pretty similar to my teaser, I don't know why modulo works not so perfect like my teaser. I try to find it, maybe we should add noise before modulo. I'm not sure, guys, I'm not good at it at capsules, but I'm trying to share my knowledge about it. So let's keep this shape. I think it's looks pretty nice for tutorial. So for example, if we take a look on selection string, we can create, for example, 1 by 20, and as you see, we clone only from 1 by 20, or for example, we can clone only 10, you know, and we clone only this polygon, you know. It's pretty good and pretty procedural thing, you know. I really like it, guys, really recommend it. So, but let's go forward with it to create more interesting result, you know. So guys, to continue, I want to share with you one more thing, because it's still technical preview. I didn't find, you know, capsules which can detach this polygon, disconnect this polygon in order to continue with mograph stuff. But if you go to the modifiers, classical C modifiers like a band, taper, etc., we can find it. We can find here explosion, you know, and place it here after the geometry clone. By default, strength equals 0, but if we increase it, it creates something like explosion, you know, simple explosion. But use this old one parametric modifier in Cinema 4D, we can detach each polygon from each other. Let's make strength by 0. Maybe 1. Okay, maybe 0.01. Okay, so we created in order to detach polygon from each other. If we deactivate it, for example, and placed our cube inside fracture object, placed it here, in order to we can colorize our polygons and use homograph stuff with fields. Go to the explode segments, yeah, and create simple maybe plane. Take a look how fast I create a plane. I really like this panel, you know. And by default, plane use position Y. Let's revert it to 0, deactivate position and activate scale. I think it's a bit difficult to understand because it's absolutely new Cinema 4D R25 interface, but be sure it's pretty useful, guys. I really like it. Try to use new features now. So let's use uniform scale, absolute scale, and make it -1. Our object disappear, of course. If we go to the plane effector, go to the fields, let's create just a simple field, and as you see, our polygons grows not so good because they are attached to each other and our fracture object cannot recognize each polygon. In order to fix it, we use explosion. Maybe we have some similar capsules here, but unfortunately I didn't find it, you know. Let's activate explosion again and take a look. I think we still have similar result, maybe 0.1, in order to make sure. Let me check, guys. Go to the plane, go to the field, deactivate color for now. I think we should create remapping, go to the remapping and invert. Yeah. I think we create a similar effect like my teaser. Let me check again with explosion. Yeah, as you see, when I deactivate explosion, we lose this neat effect, you know. It looks not so good. So let's activate it again. Go to the spherical field, decrease size, you know, make a keyframe, move to maybe create more frames, move to 100 frame and create something like this. Okay, make new keyframe, Okay, let me check. Deactivate fields for now. Okay. Yeah, we got really nice result, yeah? Yeah, maybe a bit increase, maybe a bit change frame. Let's take a look again. Yeah, not bad, not bad. As you see, our geometry start to growing, you know? But as you see, we can combine our capsules, you know, with classical mograph stuff. For example, we can increase count of subdivision, you know, and immediately get another one result, something like that, you know. Or maybe we can go to the geometry selection, choose, I don't know, for example, noise selection again, place it before modulo, you know, and deactivate modulo and try to play with noise selection, you know, to create another one result. For example, this one, let's take a look again. Yeah, works pretty fast, yeah. So maybe create one more subdivision, you know, deactivate noise selection, activate modulo again, maybe make it 2 by 1. Let's take a look. Still nice FPS, yeah. So this is a general idea, you know, how to create and control your new capsules tools with old one cloners, you know. So I think you like it, guys. Maybe a bit more adjustment here. Let's revert to original one. Let me check. Yeah, let's create a camera. We can find it here. Yeah, go to the camera, activate it, and change focal length by 200, for example. Let me a bit adjust camera angle, maybe create plane, placed it here, a bit increase. Let's make it press NA. No, let's press NB again. Okay. Go to the plane, decrease count of our... Actually, we don't have a plane here, it's just first tutorial in this. So let's hide our geometry modifiers, go to the options, activate ambient occlusion. You see, it's pretty nice effect, you know, and you can control count of your clones, for example. Sometimes we have this bug, you know, looks like we don't have any clones. Now, I think that because noise selection is still selected. Let's try to deselect it. Try to go to delete, for example. Yeah, as you see, sometimes it's not work properly. Let me check again, guys. I don't know why we have this bug. One more thing, guys. We still don't have any thickness, yeah? So in order to fix it, we can go to the nodes again, go to the geometry modifier and try to find it solidify. If we placed it after the geometry clone, we immediately get thickness for each clones. By default it equals 10. Let's make it by 1, you know. But I don't know, but in this case, you know, it's pretty slow, you know, and we have a lot of fracturing here. In order to fix it, we can go to the fracture object, press RG in order to group it to null, and move our solidify here. You know, as you see, it works as well with hierarchy in Cinema 4D, but it's still not fast result in viewport, you know. For example, as you see, it's pretty slow. I don't know why, you know, because it's changed to me, but I find a solution. I was surprised, but in this case, if we select cube, you know, we can go to the modifiers. For example, when we have a closed surface, subdivision surface, connect, etc. It's placed here now, and use a closed surface, placed it under the fracture, and place our group inside of closed surface, decrease the subdivisions and increase thickness by 1, and take a look how it fast. I think it's still we have some limitations still in scene nodes now, sorry, in capsules, but we can use previous modifiers in order to achieve fast result. So I think that's all for this tutorial. In second chapter I will show you a bit more complicated setup, a bit more complicated geometry which I created with new capsules. I think you're liking, guys. Leave a comments, or if you want to learn more about it. So see you in next tutorial. Bye bye.